Tina Williams-Koroma. It is good to see you again. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about what's going on over at CyDeploy, and especially you guys are thinking and working on the SEC's security rule, which is top of mind for everybody. Everybody's really actually I just had a conversation with Igor Volovich. Those who are watching, go back, check that out, listen to it. And we talked about the SEC rule and how it affects CISOs. So what is CyDeploy doing to help security leaders implement the SEC rule?
Yeah, so the biggest thing about CyDeploy is we address the statistic that 80% of security breaches or incidents, these incidents that public companies are not going to be excited about having to report so regularly, we address that statistic by removing the angst that organizations have around deploying patches or security configuration changes. And that 80% of those incidents is due to misconfigured and unpatched systems, right? And there's such a huge percentage there because organizations often hold off on making those appropriate changes because they have more fear of a patch or a security configuration breaking something than they have a fear of an incident happening. Right. But now that the SEC might have helped tip the scales a little bit, right? It's one thing to have the incident, you still have your reporting requirements, etc. But with this new SEC rule, they have really brought that reporting period to be extremely succinct. I mean, 4 days, in essence is what you're looking at. And so that kind of tips the scale where maybe there's a little more fear, right? So it's not just that the breach would happen, but it's also that we have these new reporting requirements, which has its own ramifications, right? So that could help tip the scales. And so with CyDeploy, in order to help remove that angst, we provide a way for organizations to efficiently and quickly understand the impact of making that patch or change, because that's typically why they delay. They delay making the patch or change that could mitigate a breach from happening because they're we think something will break if we patch. So with CyDeploy, we can provide them a very clear picture on the functional impact of making that change before they make it to production. So we automate the creation of a test environment, creating the test scripts, executing the test scripts, and showing what the delta or impact of making the change will be. So all of that is automated, and that positions organizations to quickly know what the impact would be so they can make those changes with confidence.
And you've got the whole reporting, suite or template or whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, you get a report.
That's exactly it. Yep. And we show you if you make this change, when you make this change, this is what the functional impact would be. This is what might fail, and this is why. So they can quickly go in, focus right in on that problem, and make that change.